Blog Talk Radio.
Archangels, ghosts, and Bigfoot, oh my. It's just another night for Supernatural Girls. Real stories, real answers to life's biggest supernatural mysteries. And now for another exciting interview with paranormal experts from this world and others. Here's your host, paranormal researcher Patricia Baker, on the one, the only, Supernatural Girls.
Welcome, everyone, to the first show of 2019 with Supernatural Girls Radio. Oh, my gosh, it's great to be back, and I am here with my co-host, PK, from Tucson. And Tucson with snow. PK, how you doing out there?
Oh, I'm just thrilled to death. I don't know whether to hang myself off of a rope or run and hide in the closet. It's horrible for us. It's beautiful to see it. But it's cold. We're not used to this kind of a cold.
No,
and boy, does it feel cold. It's rough. Well, I know you guys deal with it all the time.
No, it's like normal for us. But, the last few days we've had 50-degree temperatures, and we have no snow. It's crazy.
You stowed our heat.
We sent it to you, and I hear that Sedona's gotten 4 inches, which is unusual for them. So, my God, what's happening? The world is turning upside down. Well, they said there was going to be a pole shift, so we may end up with tropical temperatures. You never know. Gosh.
Yeah, we've got Mount Lemmon has got 4 inches of snow, and down the road they've got 6 inches right outside of Tucson.
Oh, my God. It's crazy. Well, better you guys than us. We don't need it. And tonight we have such a fabulous guest. We're so happy to have her with us. This is a reader extraordinaire. This is Corbie Mitleid, who's joining us shortly, and we are going to have just the time of our lives tonight. If you would like a reading with Corbie, guess what? You can have it for free tonight. Great opportunity with one of the greatest readers we know, and you can call in this number, 563-999-3539, 563-999-3539. We are waiting for your call, and we have a little bit of conversation first between you and me, PK. We got to catch up on the numbers. We missed last week's show because of the holiday, and we're so happy to be back. But what's going on? What's happening? We're in 2019.
Yes, we are. And I'll tell you what, keep breathing deep throughout the month of January, because it's a 4-month and everybody's details of things. You've got to get the details taken care of so we can go forward, because the 3-year that we are in is going to be a blast. Remember, there's a lot of luck that goes with the 3, a lot of communications. Just don't make it gossip, because it's going to come back and bite you in the butt if it's gossip. But there are so many good things that are ongoing. But this month, get a grip, get things laid out, get your list made out for the things you really want to do, and you're going to find out you're going to be blasting off into this new year with the best of intentions, and it'll work. That's the best part.
Wow.
It'll work.
Oh, thank goodness. This is fantastic news. I'm loving it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Wow. Well, I also want to mention that put on your list, everybody, to get Patricia Quintilian's book. Are you getting screwed on your property taxes? How to find out and how to fix it. The reason is because you have a 30-day period in which to figure out how you're being screwed by your assessors in your town or in your state. And Patricia Quintilian is an attorney who went to bat in her own town only to find out things were in complete disarray, and I'm putting that mildly. She was targeted for an assessment that was out of control 5 years in a row. She finally got things where they should be, and she's an expert. So can't recommend her book enough. It is a great book. Are you getting screwed on your property taxes? How to find out and how to fix it. It is available on Amazon. Please get a copy of this book. Pass it out to everybody you know who owns property. this is your best resource for making sure that you are not paying more than you should for your property taxes. So I just have to, again, say it's the best book that I know of that can address these issues that are so troublesome. You have no idea till you read the book how troublesome they are. So,
they are.
It's just, you have no idea what goes on out here in these small towns. Yikes. So we have some reports to give everybody tonight, right? On a UFO that was spotted and filmed above Kiowa Island in South Carolina. Now, it's on our Facebook page, everybody. If you want to see it, I think it's the real deal. What do you think, PK? You saw it too.
Oh, it looks like it, because the difference in the sizes in her conversation, she went out for another reason and then had to run back to the house and get her camera. And when you're watching it, the color of it is so intense. It can't be anything else that's up there that we're aware of. Certainly doesn't look like one of the planes I took.
Well, no, not at all.
Color.
It's definitely not one of ours. Definitely not. And even though we have reverse engineered a lot of the alien technology, that wasn't one of ours. I have no doubt. But go to our Facebook page. The video is there. The article is there. You can watch for yourself. We want to hear what you think. But we think it's real. And we're seeing more and more of these reports coming in all the time. So I think the aliens are going to disclose themselves, and wouldn't that be fun? And it looks like it's happening. So,
well, they might just as well, because our people aren't doing it.
No, our people will never. Our government will never do it. So, but our audience is so smart. I mean, listen, we have the smartest audience in radio. There's no doubt about it, and they know this stuff is real. They don't have to wait around to be told by somebody else. They know it's for real. We just sometimes have to sort it out to see. Sometimes there's hoaxes. People want attention. That's very rare, though, I think. And then there is our military that is flying around in the skies with some stuff that we have reverse engineered. But then there is real alien craft. And that's what this one looks like.
Look at how many pilots in this last year have stated that they have seen other, quote, aircraft, that it doesn't come from our ground. And they've complained, but spotted it and in awe of what's taking place. But, of course, the rest of us never saw it.
Exactly.
Just the poor guy in the plane that's having to get out of harm's way.
I know. So, we're getting these reports coming in more and more often. It's great that people like you and me are able to look up at the skies and catch this stuff on video. And this is a really well-done video. I thought it was excellent that this woman took. So, anyways, go take a look at that on our Facebook page. Make sure you give us a like. Follow us on Twitter as well so you can keep up with everything that's going on. Now, the other thing we posted was that really wild alien abduction story from Japan. Now, that was a great one, wasn't it? This guy, here's pounding on his door at night. Now, this is back in 1974 and in Hokkaido, Japan. And it was a farmer. He gets up, he opens the door, there's an alien standing there. And it kind of had that octopus look to it. It had all kinds of tentacles and everything. And he had quite an adventure. The whole story is on our Facebook page. And the guy actually had an awakening of his own psychic abilities and his ability to move objects with his mind after this experience. And they also took him aboard the craft. He was in telepathic contact with these aliens. They told him where to go, and he went there, and they took him up again, flew him around the universe. He came back, and he had all kinds of things to report about his own personal changes. Great story, everybody. That's also on our Facebook page, so take a look. Now,
go ahead. I was just going to say it's surprising. It's surprising how many people are willing to come up with information. And I talked to a friend of mine who is a meteorologist, and she's been in the business for a long time. She says, as kids, she used to go with her family down near the Mexican border on the New Mexico side. And she said, they always saw stuff in the sky at night. There were always things going on. She said, we just laughed about it because these idiots somewhere else don't believe it's there. So they sat and watched them and saw them.
There it was. There it was. See? Now, I also want to say if anybody is in need of a numerological reading, then go to patriciakirkman.com. PK is doing great readings, as always, for people, and you can schedule with her directly at patriciakirkman.com. You can also find PK on our website, supernaturalgirls.com. If you are interested in soul realignment, which is another tool I've just added to my toolbox, along with dream analysis and in counseling, coaching, you can reach out to me. You can find me at supernaturalgirls.com. Send me an email. Now, I also want to say somebody sent me a message. They wanted to know more about soul realignment, and they were concerned because there's a lot of promises that are made out there with other types of manifestation techniques, and you know the drill. We've heard it all before. And I did make this offer, which I will do with anybody who has more questions, is to send me a message. I'll send you my number, and we'll talk. And I'll give you all the information that I have and answer all your questions. So feel free to do that. Send me an email. I will respond immediately. And now we have got to talk to our guest, Corbie. Now, Corbie is a psychic, a channel, and a medium, and she's been doing readings since 1973. She goes coast to coast into Canada. She's going to Canada tomorrow. We're going to find out exactly where she's going to be. In case you're in Canada, you can go have a reading with her in person. She is a full-time intuitive counselor and has appeared frequently on radio and television. She is also the author of Your Soul's Plan, Your Soul's Gift, Clean Out Your Life Closet, The Psychic Yellow Brick Road, and she's working on a new book. So tonight, Corbie's with us. We're going to find out what's coming up for the year, and she's available to do some short readings for people who call in. The phone number to call is 563-999-3539. 563-999-3539. And just stay on hold. We will get to you just as soon as we can. So, Corbie, welcome to the show.
It's good to be back, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. It's going to be. All right.
Yes, it will.
Yes, yay. So, Corbie, tell us, I know for the people that missed the last show with you, which was so exciting, tell us a little bit about how you got into doing this. What turned your head in this direction?
Okay. First thing, though, I do want to make a little correction. I am one of the featured channels in Your Soul's Plan and Your Soul's Gift, but the book author is Rob Schwartz.
Oh, yes. There he is.
Don't make him call me and say, "What are you talking?" Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
So, way back when I was 9, I read a book called The Witch Family by Eleanor Estes. And instead of thinking, ooh, that's scary, or ha, 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 I thought, and your point is, I knew there was magic in the world, and I wanted some. So fast forward to 1973 when I was a senior in high school. That was the year that Live and Let Die came out with Jane Seymour as the fortune teller solitaire. So there I was working part-time at Spencer Gifts, and they had the James Bond 007 tarot deck. Now, we were all hippies then. You had your elephant bells and your fringe jacket, and you got a deck of cards. So I did. 5 years later, everybody else was doing the hustle and playing with disco balls. I was still with the cards because I was fascinated. So for about 20 years, I just read for friends, but worked very hard to make sure that I was a clear mirror, or as John Holland says, the tube, that the information came through and my ego wouldn't gussy it up. All of a sudden in 1994, I could do hands-on healing and talk to dead people with no training. And that's when I say, God said, hello, here's your draft notice, you're working for me. So I did that part-time. But I've had a delightfully checkered career. I've been an actress, an author, an inspirational speaker, a video producer, a legal assistant, an executive recruiter for engineering and manufacturing. But the psychic work was always there on the side because that's what I loved. 9/11. My husband and I are watching the towers burn, and I just turn to him and I say, honey, I will need to do the psychic work full time. People need to know there are other answers out there. And he looks at me and smiles, and he says, I believe in you. Go do it. So
Nice.
for a year, I still worked 70 hours a week as an executive recruiter, doing the psychic work every other minute I could find, so that I knew in a year you can make this work. And that was all she wrote. Since then, it has been full-time, 6 days a week. I read about 1,200 people a year. And, I'm going to be 64 in March. I'm not stopping anytime soon. This is too much fun.
Oh, good for you.
Good for
Now,
you.
you're going to be in
For sure.
Ontario, you said tomorrow. Tell
Yes.
people where you're going to be, because we have listeners from Canada, and if they're anywhere in the area, they can come by and have a personal reading. So where will you be?
All right. This will be in Kitchener, Ontario, which is part of what they call the GTA, Greater Toronto Area. And there is a wonderful camping and fun resort there called Bingemans, Bingemans. And that's where First Star Psychic Fairs holds fairs every year 3 times. This first weekend in January, Victoria Day, and Labor Day. They are the only promoters in Canada that I will work with, because they are as professional as they come. So the show opens up Friday at 3 p.m. We go 3 to 9 on Friday, 10 to 9 on Saturday, and 10 to 6 on Sunday. And I will be reading the entire time.
Excellent. Okay. Well, you may meet some of our listeners over the weekend in Ontario. It sounds like it's going to be great fun, and I know you inspire a lot of people. Now, we've got people lined up on the telephones to talk to you.
Bless them.
But before we go talk to them, we did promise a reading to PK. So,
Yes.
PK, we'll start with
What's
you.
going on? What's going on?
What's going on? That's what I'm trying to
What's
figure out.
biting your
What am I
butt?
going to
You
do
know
when I
how we
grow
put
up?
it.
Yep.
Oh, honey, me first. So seriously, if what's the question if you've got one?
Direction should I go?
Okay. So I'm going to assume when you say what direction should I go, talking about work, or is this relationship, family? 2 very different energies.
Both, actually. I'm the pinata in the middle.
Oh, you lucky woman. All right. 4 cards first for the career stuff, and then 4 cards for families and peoples and stuff like that there. All right. First of all, let's look at career. Number 1, 7 of Wands. That's what I call the whack-a-mole card. It's the guy who has a wand and he's beating off, all the other ones, saying, get out of my face. So right now, as far as career goes for you, it's going to be those little fender bender kind of things. For instance, your computer goes down, or the numerology program gets corrupted, or you've got no-shows for clients. They're little things, but Lord, they're annoying. Second, however, 6 of Cups. And that's child energy, and it's very interesting. You do fabulous, fabulous numerology reports, and I have a feeling there are going to be a lot of people who are going to come to you for their newborns, because they want to know what the kid's going to be. So expect a lot of little baby numerologies coming up for you. 10 of Cups is the happy home. Kid, don't leave numerology. I don't care what you do. Go be a truck driver part-time. Don't leave numerology. It's what you love, it's what you're good at, and it's where your soul feels at home. Final card, the Hanged Man, which says a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. No matter what a pain in the patoot it is right now, it smooths out. I'm seeing April, May, and then it's more smooth sailing for the year.
Great.
Now that's your career. Let's look at people's. Number 1, 5 of Pentacles. Now, the 5 of Pentacles is the dancing on quicksand card. It's, some days chicken, some days feathers, is one of my Tucson buddies used to say. But the thing is, you are not going to be able to make everybody happy. You know that, but now they need to know that. And so it's not that they love you on Monday and they think you're terrible on Thursday because you didn't give them the right answer. Thank you for sharing you over there. Second, Chariot. That's the horses that are starting to go in 2 different directions, but it takes a strong hand to keep hold of them. There are going to be 2 people in the family specifically that are going to be, Confederates and Union, Republicans and Democrats, whatever you want to say, you may not be able to keep them going down the same road. If you have to cut one of them loose or just get out of the chariot and let them crash, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Third, 9 of Wands, darling, been there, done that, sold the franchise. You've seen this before. You know how it goes. Please don't do what they call insanity, and that's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. They love their drama. You don't have to be the drama playwright. Last card, 7 of Pentacles. Probably some of this is going to calm down by July, but it's going to feel like it takes a long time. You know the old saying, I spent a year in Toledo one day? Well, it's going to feel like that. But by July, yeah, it calms down.
Oh, that's
just
great,
making sense.
Corbie.
You mean I shouldn't move, huh?
You should sit back and eat popcorn and sell tickets is what you should do on some of that stuff.
Okay. Kiddo. I like that idea. I can handle that
Good.
one.
Excellent.
Thank you so very, very much.
Great reading. That's great, Corbie.
Always.
Thanks for doing that for
Always.
PK. Okay, now we're going to get Debbie on the line. She's been on hold, and we're going to bring her on. And let's see, Debbie, welcome to the show. What's your question for Corbie?
Oh, my life is sort of like turned upside down in October. My mother died. I need to figure out what do I do with her house, and work is starting to go bad and sort of wanting to change my schedule. I have 2 options, and I don't know what to do.
All right. Let's take a look at the house first. Deb, just tell me, city and state, where do you live so I can focus?
Cambridge, Massachusetts.
I know Massachusetts very, very well. Mm-hmm. My brother just stepped down as president of the Massachusetts Medical Society. I know where you are. All right,
cool.
Kids. So we're looking at the house. And it's a matter of what to do with it. Sell it or keep it?
Yep.
All right. 3 cards for sell and 3 cards for... And for some reason, I'm also hearing keep but rent it. So when I hear a third option, we do a third option. So let me see what's up. All right. If you simply sell it, goodbye. There's going to be some anxiety on your part. Is this what you wanted me to do? Is the whole family going to have a deal with it, etc.? Second card, once you're done with it, it's celebration. You got to get the price you want. I mean, it's Cambridge. Good Lord. You know, you could sell garbage cans.
The house is in Melrose. The house is in Melrose. I live in Cambridge.
It's still not awful in Melrose. It's Massachusetts. And the 4 of Wands is a happy relocation. So that means that the money and the energy, literally, and your mom would relocate where you are. It's not that your mother is trapped by the house. You know, people say the ghost is haunting. She's not haunting. But she would like to know that the house was done, taken care of. Now, if you keep it, the King of Wands says it's going to need a little entrepreneurial touch, whether it's a lot of remodeling or check the foundations or whatever. There's going to have to be time and money put into it. Second, the Emperor card says it would rule your life rather than it just being a house. It's like the energy would kind of swallow you up. Third, the Hermit card is you would, frankly, you probably have enough of a physical, psychic intuition. You'd begin to get some of the house's backstory, which you don't really need. Okay? Now, if you have the oomph to be a landlord and you thought about renting it, keep it but rent it. 7 of Wands, they'd call you for every small crisis. Princess of Swords, make sure that you get someone else to help you find the right people. But Queen of Pentacles says you'd make a fair amount of money. Now, my job as an intuitive is not to tell you which one to do, but the energy is pretty clear in one direction or the other. What is sounding like that's where your heart is?
Sort of to keep it, to live there for a bit.
Okay, but just remember, like I said, your mother's energy is still there. Make sure that you maintain your independence and everybody that you have become since you've lived there so that you don't end up, you turn around and you're 85 and you're still living in the house. Fair enough?
Yep.
Good. All right. Patricia, do I have time for her second, or should we go to the next caller?
You have time. You can go to the next question that she has. Sure, go ahead.
Okay,
All right,
what do I do about work?
You said you were looking at changing schedules?
No, they're looking at changing my schedule, and they won't tell me, give me all the details about, I want to stay at one part of the place, but they don't tell me the details. They say it may change, it may not change, and they can't be flexible with my hours.
All right. Number 1, Ace of Swords. Listen very carefully. Don't buy into the anxiety and the emotion. Second card, 8 of Pentacles. If they cannot promise you this is where it's going to be, and they're going to play fast and loose with you, I would suggest that you also just keep your eyes open for other possibilities so that they don't get the idea that they can swing you any way they want. Third card, 10 of Pentacles. If there isn't more money in the tougher shifts, that's not the place for you. And the last card is the Devil card. Remember, that doesn't mean anybody there is possessed. It means constant bedevilment, something, someone, or some situation that's always problematical. So unless you adore that job, they're not going to exactly play fair with you in terms of that schedule, especially when they won't tell you what's going on. Stay there as long as you must, but if there are other working possibilities, as they say in Brooklyn, darling, it couldn't hurt to look.
Yeah, I have to get my resume updated.
Yes, you do. All
Thank
right?
you very much, and have a good year.
You too.
Thanks for your call,
Bye-bye.
Debbie. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
You know, there's never anything wrong with getting your client to laugh when you're giving them what the story is. I see so many. I see so many intuitives who are like, "I see this." Oh, please. When you can get them to laugh, they drop their shielding, they relax, and frankly, then the information gets in faster, better, stronger, and stays. And they also trust you because you're just a person.
Yes. Yes. And it's so important what you just shared, too, that it's not up to you as a reader and intuitive to tell them what to do. It's up to you to give them all the information so they make the best decision for them. And that's so wise, and it's so helpful that you present it that way, because it is always up to the person. But you have a way, Corbie, of presenting this information where it's fun to listen to, even if it's not a reading, for the people listening. There is always something that I find everybody can take away from the readings that you give. That makes sense?
I
agree.
Thank you. That's one of the reasons that I wrote The Psychic Yellow Brick Road, to give people a real feel for what is proper for a psychic to do, what isn't, which questions to ask, which ones don't. What I like to tell people is, it's here are your opportunities and how to grab them. Here's the tough stuff. Here's how to get through it or around it. Here's your toolbox. Now go rock and roll. We are your toolbox. We are not the repairman. That's got to be you.
Yes,
I like that.
That's true.
That
yes, I like
excellent.
that too. Very good. Well, we have more people to get to. Again, if you want a reading from Corbie tonight, this is your chance. You can call in at 563-999-3539. Again, that's 563-999-3539. Now, when you call in, you'll be on hold. You won't hear anything but the show that is going forward, but I will be able to see your phone number on the board, so I'll be able to get to you that way. So, again, the phone number is 563-999-3539. We're going to take a very short commercial break, and then we'll be right back. Stay tuned, everyone. You are listening to Supernatural Girls Radio.
Are you ready for a new experience of freedom and powerful connection? Would you like a positive, effortless change in your life? Then come to CosmicFusion.com, where we offer the most advanced energy clearing and expansion techniques in the world, with a quantum vortex energy to activate your divine blueprint and life's purpose. When your soul leads the way with cosmic fusion and quantum vortex energy, you can break clear of past difficulties and blocks with the power of the source. With cosmic fusion, the source energy does the work for you. It's easy and effortless. Listen to our free meditation right from our Cosmic Fusion website, the Cosmic Code Meditation. Sign up for one of our interactive webinars today. Come to Cosmic Fusion, www.kosmicfusion.com, to experience an effortless awakening and transformation. Are you ready for an upgrade? Are you ready for a new experience of living in the fifth dimensional magic and powerful connection? Then visit CosmicFusion.com today. CosmicFusion.com.
Astridian is a family of cosmetic products with 98% pure ionized minerals. We combine our science with a blend of essential oils to nourish and take care of your skin's health. How does it work? All Astridian products contain the proprietary redox technology, having the capability of simulating an ionic zinc-copper superoxide dismutase effect. This free radical scavenger currently in your body has been diminished by toxins and the daily stresses of life. It is a perfectly balanced mineral complex that all $200 an hour dermatologists, their professors, and ancient history have proven. Redox technology is a process of reducing the skin's oxidation by transferring electrons from a radical state to a stress-free normal condition. Oxidative stress is a form of cellular aging, and as science has proven, a precursor to disease. The free radical theory of aging states that organisms age because cells accumulate free radical damage over time. Damaged cells are not beautiful, but healthy cells are. The Astridian family is presented in 4 different uses that cover unique benefits to your body. They are the Essential Anti-Aging Series, the Multivitamin Series, Sports Series, and Professional Series. Regain your youth with the power of Astridian. Visit www.astridian.com and inquire. Use the code SUPERNATURAL and receive a 10% discount on your first purchase. Astridian, the beauty of being healthy.
Your property tax bill. Have you seen it lately? It's frightening. Your property taxes are going up while your home value is going down. It's time to fight back and win. For the real truth about the property tax system, get attorney Pat Quintilian's book, Are You Getting Screwed on Your Property Taxes? How to Find Out and How to Fix It. Attorney Quintilian answers all your questions and gives you the facts you need to fight a property tax bill that is spiraling out of control. You'll also read about what happens to property owners who don't check their property records, only to find out too late they're taxed on square footage, fixtures, and even buildings that they don't own. Is this happening to you? Learn your rights. Buy attorney Pat Quintilian's book today. Are You Getting Screwed on Your Property Taxes? How to Find Out and How to Fix It. Available on Amazon.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Supernatural Girls Radio. I'm your host, Patricia Baker. I am here with my co-host, PK, and our terrific guest tonight, who is generously offering free readings to people in our audience, the incredible psychic channel and medium Corbie Mitleid is with us tonight. So, Corbie, we are going to be talking a little bit about what people can expect overall for the near future, as well as we're going to talk about disclosure, possibly, and all of those other topics that we have talked about in the past. We want to get your take on it. But before we do that, we have Diane on the line. We're going to bring her onto the show and see what her question is. So let's see. Diane, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Corbie. Hi, Pat, and Patricia.
Hi there.
Hi.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Where are you calling from, city and state?
I'm calling from Tucson, Arizona, originally from Connecticut.
Got it.
Wow.
Okay, so you've got both coasts kind of going on here. Okay,
Yeah, I do. I'm embarking on a new adventure in acting at the age of 69.
Wow.
Good.
And my question is about that, as well as my image I'm a holistic image consultant, so with my business, I'm trying to balance the two, and then I'm wondering if I'm ever going to have a relationship with my soulmate, if I have one. A man,
all right.
By the way.
I'm going to actually go backwards because I want to remind you. People say, "Oh, where is my soulmate?" No, soulmates are our core team. We have more than one. My father was my best friend. He was a soulmate. My last husband wasn't. This one certainly is. My spiritual mentor for 25 years, and then we went our separate ways. So was she. So you're thinking, do I have a twin flame? We all do, but they don't always come down with us. Do we want to see where you're good? Gold star right there. All right. Yeah. So first thing I'm going to do is I work with a lot of different decks, as our ladies know. So the first one I'm going to pull for you is from The Joy of Relationship, and that's by John Gray, the dude who did Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And the first 4 cards I'm going to pull for you are what you need to bring to the table in order to make it work. Second, for darling, if the dude doesn't have them, it's a non-starter. Do not waste your time. Then we're going to look for him. So what you need to bring to the table, number 1, you need to bring balance. So even if you found Mr. Perfect, remember, you've got an entrepreneurial business and you want to be an actress. He doesn't get 100% of your time. 2, wholeness. He is not a repairman, and you don't have to get a fix-it, okay? You can get a turnkey relationship here. 3rd, watch the judgments. You know, when we're in our 20s, we look at things one way. But you're 69, you're not going to date a 20-year-old, so cut him some slack. And last, containment. I know you're going to be so excited about this, but don't go blabbing everything to everybody the first time you dated him. Now, what he needs to bring to the table, you're going to have some barriers up because he has been kicked around a little bit by life. Walk those steps purposefully, but you don't have to climb over them. He needs to hand you the key. Number 2, witness. He should see you as exactly you are. You don't look like you did when you were 20 either. Get over it, fella. 3rd, definition. He should know who he is. There are some guys that go fad to fad to fad to fad. No, he should be settled in who he is, what he thinks of the world, and what he brings to the table. 4th, presence. He needs to be in the present moment, not thinking about who he was when he was 20, and are you going to be around to spoon feed him when he's 98 and a half? Got me? Now
yeah, I got you right. You're talking my language now. Okay.
All right, of course. Now, we're going to go month by month for the year. We're going to see if anybody is there. We're going to be looking for kings. Kings are 60 and over because under that, darling, they haven't grown any brains yet. So wait a minute. Let me see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. There is somebody in March. It's the Emperor card. So he is actually 70, or he is a little older than you are. Very settled, very strong, knows who he is, and is most definitely not a little old man in a wheelchair.
Oh, good.
So you're going to get somebody in that case who, he's the elder statesman kind of person. If you go back to Bonanza, it was Pa. Quick look for next year to see if there's anybody else for you, just in case. You should have a little choice. It looks like you're going to be with this guy for at least a couple of years, because I don't see anybody else serious for you until April of 2021. Now, this is an entrepreneur kind of guy who loves his business and still does his business, and you better love it too, because that's his mistress. And the interesting thing is July of 2021, one of those two guys makes a serious proposal, like, let's make it permanent. So,
cool.
No, darling, you're not going to be feeding cats and pigeons. Like, relax, will you? You're not dead yet.
Only her friends will be doing that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, let me take a look at the holistic business that you've got, because I have an entrepreneur spread for that. Card for you, a card for the business, a card for the brick and mortar location, how to market it, clients, competition. Do you have any staff?
No, it's just me, and I work out of my home.
Okay.
So
finances, what you need to know, and best possible outcome. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the Tower card. This does not mean that the business is going to collapse, but it does mean you need to look at it and reformat from the ground up, especially if you want to be a serious thespian, because that will take some time. The energy around the business, Princess of Cups, you're going to be getting a lot of new people in. I think as you do the acting work, you're going to find some new customers. So there you are. Brick and mortar location, 5 of Pentacles, and that's the up and down card. I know you say that you work at home, but you're going to need some place to decompress. And if you're doing all of the heavy acting work and then you come home and you're surrounded by your other business, when are you going to be able to turn your brain off? Okay? So make sure there is at least a room of sanctuary in your house if you're going to keep doing that.
Yes, there is.
How to market it?
There is.
Good. Princess of Wands, self-growth, self-improvement. And that's what we do for the kind of stuff that you sell. There's always room for self-growth. There's always room for self-improvement until you're 2 weeks dead. So you want me to talk to you. Clients, women with a lot of money, Queen of Pentacles, both hands filled. That's good. Competition, King of Swords. That's what I call the big box people. Origin.
Oh, yeah.
Wrong answer. Finances, 4 of Swords. Now, the 4 of Swords is a sanctuary card, so what I'm going to tell you is put some of that money away for sanctuary, for some peace. The old formula used to be pay bills with a third, save a third, and spend a third. These days, who knows if that can work, but I do want you to start saving a bit more than you are. What you need to know, 4 of Wands, the happy relocation card, I think eventually within the next 9 months you will probably be able to move the business outside of your house and rent a small office so that home is full sanctuary. Last card, 4 of Cups. Do not buy into everybody else's pity party. The world's a little scary right now. So if they want to stare at their shoes instead of the bright future that's hanging out behind them, let them pat them on the head. But you turn and you go for the future that you've got because it's a good one. And I think that gold cup is a couple of really nice acting parts that will start to really shift your energy from completely with your entrepreneurial business to about 60-40.
Cool. Okay. That's great. Thank you so much.
Terrific.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
No problem.
Very cool. Oh, my goodness.
Well, thanks for
this
your call, Diane.
really clears for me this year.
Thanks for your call, Diane, and we want autographs when you get your big roles, okay?
Oh, you got it. For sure you will get it. I have my headshots and everything already, so.
All right.
Good going.
Those autographs from you. Well, thank you for your call, Diane. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Take care. Namaste.
Okay. Okay, my goodness, we've got a bunch more callers, so let me go to the next one. Let's see, and this one. This is area code 502. Welcome to the show. What's your question for Corbie?
Well, hi. My name is Val, and I'm looking for guidance. I am at a serious crossroads right now, and it has to do with my career or that idea that I've had in my head for a very, very, very long time, and that pretty little thing called fear keeps stepping in my way. And so now I'm kind of looking at, just a little bit of guidance. Is this the time? Am I focusing on the right thing? All that good stuff.
All right. First of all, I didn't catch your name. Say it again for me.
My name is Belle.
All right. And city and state where you are.
I am in a little tiny town in Kentucky called Owington.
Got it. All right. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my reverend collar and look at you a little bit. And the thing is, fear equals false evidence appearing real. Fame equals full acceptance means everything. So think about it. Do you want to be fearful or do you want to be famous?
I'd like to be well known. Not necessarily famous, but I'll take that.
Okay. Then you got to remember that full acceptance means everything. That is what is important. Now, let's take a look at the crossroads thing. All right, and interestingly, you want some guidance, so one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from my energy oracle deck before I even go to the tarot for you. And I want to give you 4 specific cards that's going to tell you no matter what you do, how to handle it. And the first one is hostilities. You will run into problems with people who are frankly jealous because you're going to be doing something that they have always wanted to do and they didn't have the guts. So don't you dare worry about that. It is what it is, and, live and be well. You turn your back on that kind of thing. Number 2, the thinking woman. That says you need to plan this like a general with a strategy, because this is a big life shift for you. So as much as wonderful as it feels, don't go by your emotion, go by your brain. Be more Vulcan than human. Third, rest and rejuvenation. Please don't try to live a 36-hour life in a 24-hour day. You will collapse. Okay? You need that time to step back and punt. Fourth card, contract. And that is when you're doing this new work. I'm going a little bit into my old executive recruiter head. If there is a contract, you get it read by somebody else. I don't care how good you are. You make sure that there are no clauses in there that are going to give you trouble. You got me?
Yeah.
Now, you are looking at 2 possibilities with work. All right. Let's just say old and
we'll go with 2. We'll go with 2.
What, you got more?
Okay, so it's probably the easiest way to explain. I was just hired for a job that I actually wanted, and it's good, but I don't work well for other people. Let's just call this what this is. And at 53 years old, I have to do something. But and this is a job I'll be okay, and that's a good way to put it. And I'm trying to look at it as, I believe Pamela Bruner once said, it's a non-interest loan to my business, because I far would rather work for myself, but I also like having a roof over my head.
The other thing that I am being moved to say, I'm getting a download from Spirit, is when we have learned to work for others, it is easier when we hire others to work for us. We will know what we like and what we don't. And I'm hearing that is specifically one of the things that you need to learn in the job that you've got right now. Okay? 3 cards. Star card. This is karma. This is someplace you have to be, and the universe will help you walk out the door when it's time. Number 2, 5 of Wands. This is a place that's going to have an awful lot of competition and back and forth. Sit back and watch a little bit. Don't immediately get into the fray. You, again, have to have the strategy and the tactics to when you go in, you do the strike, you get what you need, and you move back. A lot of these people enjoy the fight because it's the way tiny people feel powerful. Think about it this way. What's a balloon ego? The bigger it is, the easier it is to pop.
Okay.
Third,
sounds good.
5 of Cups. You can hang in there 3 years. After that, I think there are going to be 2 opportunities that are going to be calling you and jumping up and down and waving over the fence, and you're going to want to go for those. So no longer than 3 years in this job, more than likely, before you go full goose bozo into what you want. That making sense?
That makes good sense. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good. It's my job.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for the call, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we have another caller on the line, and let's take this one, and then also I want to announce the number. Again, if you would like a reading from Corbie, this is your chance, 563-999-3539, 563-999-3539. We'd love to hear from you, and when you call in, you will hear us talking on the show. You will be able to get in line for a reading. I will see your phone number on the board, and we'll get to you just as soon as we can. Again, the phone number is 563-999-3539. Okay, let's take this caller. Looks like a Skype number. Can't be sure, but we'll find out. Hi, what's your name? You're live on the air.
Hi, my name is Claire. How are you, Corbie?
I'm fine, Claire. How are you? That is
not
not
too
a
bad.
New York accent. Where are you from?
Well, I'm calling from Perth, Western Australia.
Oh, my
good
goodness.
Lord. Then that means it is about noon tomorrow where you are, isn't it?
It's about 9:26. 9:19 a.m. Yeah.
Okay. So, what can we do for you?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you see me getting back with my ex, Iddy.
Hold on. This is what I call the classic 5. So, you, the dude, the relationship, what you need to know, and best possible outcome. All right? You. Now, the Eight of Swords is your card. And do you know anything about tarot at all? Anything about what the pictures look like? All right. Remember that the Eight of Swords is that card with that really scary background, and a woman is surrounded by swords. But if you look carefully, her blindfold and her bindings are very loose. She can kick them off, and she's not pinned down by the swords. So whatever happened between you and dude, you can see a way to work on it, no matter how scary it feels right now. Dude, I think you held his mouth shut too much, because I have the strength card, which is the lion wanting to roar, and the woman is standing there keeping his mouth glued shut. So the relationship has to be a little more give and take on the balance and the communication. The two of you, the alchemist card. To me, that's the card that says turning lead into gold. You can take this bad situation, because it ain't good, and you can actually make it work for you by doing a lot of repair work and recreating the relationship the way you really want it to be. What you need to know, 10 of Wands, it can't be responsibility just in one direction or the other. My old saying, the best relationships are 60-60 propositions. Each of you needs to go a little bit more than halfway, because it's that extra 10% that's going to lock it in for the tough times. Final card, Queen of Wands. Don't be the diva. Now, you know what a diva is? She's the one who walks into the room 3 feet before she walks into a room. Hi, we're going to do it my way today. Oh, you didn't want to. I'm so sorry. There's the door. Bye. Boom. That will not work. He's had some of those, and that turns him off. So you have got to listen, ask questions, but listen to the answers. Okay? If you say, well, why do you feel this way? And he says X, don't tell him he's wrong. Don't tell him, well, you shouldn't. Just acknowledge, okay, that's how you feel. Because he wasn't being heard. That was the biggest thing that put the brakes on things. Okay?
Okay.
So it'll take work, but you can get him back if you want.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Hey, thanks for your call, and good luck. And thank you for calling all the way from Australia. It's nice to hear that beautiful accent. Good luck.
Thank you.
So, Corbie, this is so fascinating. All the different decks that you have to choose from. How many decks do you work with?
I have 8 that I take with me on a regular basis. One of them is my favorite tarot deck, and that's Tarot Illuminati by Eric Dunn. And the rest of them are various oracle and angel decks, including one called Cat Wisdom, which is an adorable deck for kids. For instance, the Stay Focused card has a little kitten, and it's, very reflected in this round fishbowl. And the reason, as a professional intuitive, you always have a deck with you for kids is because if your client is sitting down with you and her 7-year-old is there, Mommy, I want to pick a card. And she looks at you and she says, oh, let her pick a card. Right, what are you going to do? Oh, look, Susie, death. The kid doesn't know what that is. The kid can't handle it. But if you pull these cards and go, look at the kitty. The kitty says trust. That means that Mommy knows what she's doing. And, and Mom is looking at you and giving you a double thumbs up in the back. So that's my one kid's deck. But the other deck, I have an angel deck by Christine Alexandria, who I do think is going to be the next big angel person. I have medicine wheel deck. I have that Joy of Relationship deck. I have the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. But that's not your ootsy-cutesy fairies. Those are the Wild Hunt. They march inside your head and rip up the floor tiles and give you homework. And my Energy Oracle deck that I did another reading with. One deck that I'm very excited about that I cannot wait until it comes out is being done by my close friend Bernadette Carter King. It's called The Ark, and it is the most glorious animal, tarot, and oracle deck you've ever seen. She's going to be doing a Kickstarter, so if you folks out there want to be one of the very first to get this stunning, stunning deck, watch the Kickstarter. Go to my page, Corbie Mitleid, on Facebook, and as soon as the Kickstarter starts, I guarantee you can get the information there.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
That's
now,
great news.
you're bringing up something important, which is if people want to have a full reading with you privately, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
I make it very simple. You go to my website. It's called CorbieMitleid.com. And there's literally 150 different blog articles there to read on all kinds of subjects. And there is a little yellow phrase says request an appointment that you click onto, and that takes you right to my calendar. You can get general readings, sentence of passion consultations, business brainstorming, finding your North Star readings, and, of course, your soul plan reading, which is the kind of stuff that I did for Robert Schwartz in his books.
You also do mediumship. I know you don't do that live on the air, but you also do mediumship, so people should be aware of that if they want to speak with somebody on the other side. You're also available
to do those. Yes, that's part of a general reading. Yeah, a general reading for me is all the practical stuff. And if you need to talk to Dead Aunt Mabel, that's about as practical as you get.
That's good. That's good.
Super.
Now, we were talking before the show about some topics that have been following us around for years. And actually, you were one of the people we turned to for that observatory incident that occurred over the summer, which left us still with, remember that, with the mysteries. Now, what was coming in from you and also from George Lugo and other psychics that were on the show is that there was an ET that escaped from an underground facility in New Mexico. That's why they closed down the whole area. And it also had something to do with the death of a Belgian tourist who was found at, I guess, near the trailhead that was about 30 miles away. So somehow they were connected. Now, we did reach out to our people in the underground, and they also were unable to get any more information other than the strangest thing. The authorities have never released the name of the tourist who died. And they also never released a cause of death. Now, that is extremely odd. I mean, there was a couple who died on that same trail, and I believe it was heat exhaustion. They weren't prepared for that type of a hike in the blistering summer sun. But their names were released. They were from France. They released the cause of death, and on it went. But not this one. Now, can you pick up anything with the cards on this, on what happened to this Belgian tourist?
Interesting. I almost don't need the cards to do it. I'm going to pull the Fairy Oracle since that's the one with the darker energy. The card is the Piper, which is when you hear something that is absolutely irresistible, and no matter what, you go after it. So I have a feeling that this may have been, if you will, one of us, somebody who knows, as they used to say on the 2,000-year-old man, there's something bigger than Phil. But got too close, wasn't as cautious as he needed to be, and what I'm seeing is almost damage like huge bear claw, raking the body, slicing. And that's not the kind of thing that they would want to describe. And as far as never finding out who it was, I don't even think that they told this guy's next of kin. I think it's just, we don't know, sorry, haven't seen him.
Oh, but, my God, how awful.
That says a lot.
Well, but the thing is, ETs are not Mork and Mindy, guys. They're not. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're not friendly, but they aren't us. They aren't us. And to deal with them at all, you've got to have caution. And I think that this guy was just so intrigued, oh my God, it's a real alien, that he threw caution to the winds and paid for it with his life.
Wow, that's very interesting because that also was basically reinforced by the people we talked to. I know George also said the same thing, that it was an alien. Again, if we had an alien that was basically imprisoned in one of these facilities, was not able to, that we did not release him. And I don't mean we, us, but the government or whatever it was, whatever government military operation had this alien. I would imagine he wasn't in a very good mood when he finally got out. So and then we would have become the instant enemy. So it does make sense what you're saying, and this has been corroborated by other psychics that we've asked about this event. And it's very troubling because there is so much that they hide, that this complex hides from us. And again, it's so odd that they never released his name, that they never told the next of kin, like you said. That's just so strange. So too bad that they decide to be so. They decide to hide the facts from all of us, and we all know better. We all know that something strange has been going on out there for some time.
Yes, we want to know, but we have to do it cautiously.
Yeah,
good point.
Exactly.
Good point.
Yeah, very much so. Now, another big one for us is disclosure. Now, we've decided they're never going to tell us. The government, it's not in their best interest, not in the military complex best interest, or whoever they are that are doing their own thing with all of this reverse engineered technology. What do your cards say about this?
Pull some cards, and then I'll also tell you what I'm thinking.
All right.
4 of Wands. That's the relocation. I think they keep moving things from place to place to place to place. As soon as they get one whiff that somebody might know where this stuff is, boom, everything gone overnight. Number 2 of Wands. It may be 2 years before their hand is forced. 2020 election, I think, is going to have something to do with this. And the card is the Empress. I have a feeling that whatever is first disclosed, it's going to be whatever is their version of female, not male. The idea being female, nurturing, maybe scare us a little less. Because, yes, I think that upstairs, the folks upstairs, and I ain't talking the government, are going to take matters into their own hands once they know that they're not going to be attacked once they present themselves. One of the things I think that they're going to need to do is make sure that they can do some kind of communications control so that they can't be blacked out, so that, fine, we can only tell the city of Lexington, Kentucky, but everybody in Lexington, all of their communications are all of a sudden redone, rerouted, recalibrated, whatever, so that the message can get through. And I'll go back to Doctor Who and use an example. This is from one called The 11th Hour. It was the first Doctor Who that showed Matt Smith. The people from another dimension or whatever over everybody's television, phone, etc. Prisoner Zero has escaped. You could not escape the message. It was coming out through phones, whatever. And I think that is what the neighbors, if you will, are going to have to do in order to get word out. Because the government is so scared that somebody could be bigger than they are that nothing's going to work. Though, honestly, I pinged on Russia. They may get to Russia first before they get to us.
Yeah, well, you know that they've been here forever, and they've been working with certain aspects underground, and that's, there's no doubt about that. But in terms of, again, our audience, for example, I mean, we talk to our audience all the time, and our audience is saying, look, we know it's real. We know they're here, and we know we're being lied to. So now we're seeing more and more UFO sightings being reported, like the one over Kiowa Island, and the video was so clear. I mean, there's another piece of proof that, yeah, they're watching us, they're here, they're interacting with us, and I know that there's other guests we've had on the show that have talked about the fact that, yeah, they've been also creating hybrids and they're going to eventually take over. So there's all kinds of information. It's just sorting through it to find out what's going to happen when. And it's fascinating, I think. It's one of the great mysteries. But it's great that you looked into it for us. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate that so much.
You're welcome.
And what's coming up generally in the year for people? I mean, what can people look forward to? Now, I know, PK, you said it's going to be a pretty darn good year in a lot of ways. That's great. So what are you seeing, Corbie, in the cards?
I'm seeing that The pendulum is swinging back. That's what I'm going to say. The pendulum is swinging back. Truth will out, because the first card I pull is the Hermit. And for me, the Hermit card is the card of ultimate truth. He's carrying a lantern like the Greek philosopher Diogenes, who carried a lit lantern all the time because he said he was looking for an honest man and it was pretty damn dark. Number 2, the next card says the Fool. It's a new path. All right? But the Fool card is not the stupid person. It's the exuberant rookie. And the key is when you grab hold of what you're passionate about, you carry very little old baggage, and you keep those who are loyal with you, you can cross mountains and fly. All of us are going to have to talk to the angels of our better nature and turn away from the small thinkers, the wrong thinkers, the me-first thinkers, to make things improved for everybody. I just got a ping on climate change. It's Prince of Swords, high stress. Last year we managed to get away without any major tornadoes in the United States. I do not think that is going to be the case. And I'm hearing April and May. I'm seeing, Tornado Alley, but I'm also seeing a couple unusual ones here up in the Northeast for that. Wow. And as far as what everybody wants to know, so what about the economy? It's the Two of Pentacles. People's money is going to be volatile, and you're going to be juggling. And if you can get a second income stream, kids, it wouldn't be a bad idea. But remember that the guy who is juggling the 2 coins on the Two of Pentacles is on slippery rocks, but he has not slipped. So are we going to go headlong into a depression? I don't think so. But it's not going to be a fun roller coaster, and you're going to want your Dramamine, because otherwise you're going to get really nauseated from month to month to month.
What about earthquakes and things like that, Corbie? What are you seeing for that? Because I know a lot of people are predicting big stuff.
Yes. I got the Queen of Swords, and I saw her literally, massive, driving her sword somewhere between the Nevada, California border. Something there is going to hit, and I'm asking her where else. There's going to be a problem down in New Orleans. I don't know if it's earthquakes. I don't know if it's just the silt and another hurricane, but you're going to lose land there too, pretty severely this year. Find high ground, kids. That's where it's safe.
Wow. Yeah, we're on high ground. I guess we're okay.
Yeah, we're 1,500 feet above in New York. We're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Oh, excellent. Now, Corbie, you are also working on a new book. So talk to us about that. It sounds very exciting and transformational for people that want to use this technique, and it also seems pretty simple. So talk to us about that.
Well, if you think about it, what did we do before we had language? We had pictures. We had symbols. And with a lot of these symbols, so many people have looked at them for hundreds or thousands of years that there's a ton of energy that's been put into that symbol. It's like a thought form. What's a thought form? Well, take a look. How many people believe in Jesus or Santa Claus? A lot of people for years have put energy into these images, these symbols. And even let us say that Jesus was a real person. Well, he doesn't look like that blonde, blue-eyed, mild dude you see in all the Victorian paintings, does he? But that's how people saw him. And that is the image that has trumped the reality. So if you have a part of your life that's currently reality that you want to change, what do? But you find one of those symbols and you keep putting that into your consciousness, because what we think is what we are is how we change. Let's look at that Two of Pentacles card. All right? It's got the guy juggling 2 coins on the rocks. But behind him are ships coming into port. So if you wanted to help yourself manifest a second income stream, or manifest bringing money in both hands, what do? You pull out that card. You look at it every day. You feel the energy. You bring it into your own heart. You put it up at work. You carry it in your backpack. You stick it in your school locker, whatever you do. And you pull the energy from that card into your life. Remember that the universe is a short order cook with no imagination. If you keep telling the universe, this is what I want, money in both hands, a second income stream, then this will help you direct it, like the bat signal, out to the universe, because anything we want, the universe already has it for us. We just have to make sure we get out of the way to let it in. And so what I'm doing is I'm going through the entire tarot deck, and some of the cards will be for career, and some will be for relationship, and some will be for spiritual growth. But you'll have a book that will explain which card is for which idea. You'll have the simple way to do it. And, of course, I'm going to include some other stuff. If you want to do extra stuff for money, well, maybe you concentrate on it while you've got a green candle burning. If you want to get rid of stuff in your, the Tower card, I want this situation to burn down, then maybe you would write the situation down, put it in a bowl and light it, do the classic write and burn. But the major thing is what we see is what we keep in our minds. We can hear things, but it's the scary movies, or it's the romantic scene we love. It's what goes into our eyes that goes into our mind and heart. So that's why tarot cards are not just for fortune telling, not just for take this idea. They are archetypal symbols that have had energy put into them for hundreds of years, so why the heck shouldn't you use it to make changes in your life? And I don't think there's a book out there like that.
No, there isn't. I just love it. Don't you love that, PK? It's so easy.
I think that's fascinating. Well, I have numerous decks, tarot decks here, and the pictures, many times as you're going through them, I don't read like you read, but I read what I get basically because I look at the numbers more than anything else. But the pictures say so much more than even the numbers can say.
It's why we all have our favorite decks. The Rider-Waite deck, the original one from the beginning of the 20th century, a lot of people love that. For me, it's too stiff. So the Tarot Illuminati has these different cultures in the flow, so I go for that. Somebody else might want a Dragon Tarot because they really love dragons. And as long as the archetypes are there, as long as you know what the card energy means, have at it. Have a Penguin Tarot deck. Have a peanut butter deck. It doesn't matter. If you can read it, if it connects with you, it's a valid deck.
And with these symbols that are on these tarot cards that you're going to be writing about for your book, what I like about this is, again, the simplicity of it, and it allows you to resonate with this energy of the card without having to think about it. So it's something like you said, you bring it to work with you, you put it on your computer screen so you're looking at it. It just becomes, like you said, a part of your consciousness. So it's kind of like a magic pill. It works well. I like it.
It is, and frankly, not having to think about it means you're not going to be a sweater puller. Remember, you have a sweater. It has a string. Your mother says don't pull it, but you're so concentrating on that string that you mess with it and you've got a ball of wool and no sweater. Well, you're not going to do that with these cards. You're just going to look at the card. You're not going to question, well, what does this particular shade of whatever mean? It's like just let the card talk to you. That's all you need.
Old story, one picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. It has a lot of power. There's a lot of power in those symbols.
Oh, yeah.
So, Corbie, you've been at this for such a long time. Tell us about some of your most remarkable readings that produced tremendous change for the person you're reading for.
One of my favorites was a dear friend now in Canada, and I read her maybe 12 years ago, and she was brimming with stories, but had no confidence. She figured there are enough books out there, there's no difference, why should I bother? And she was in a job that was literally killing her by inches. And I pulled some cards and I looked at her and I said, not only one book, but series of books. and the first one will win you awards, and you've got to stop being afraid. Take the leap. Well, she is a very well-known science fiction young adult fantasy author now in Toronto. Her first book got her a bunch of awards. She's got a series out, the Accidental Turn series, and a new young adult Skylark song. And I just look at her, and it's like, that's my kid. That this beautiful, brilliant 30-something got out of her own way. And because I said, here are your wings, you don't need a flight plan, now get, she started writing, and she's got a glorious career.
Oh, that's fabulous.
That's so exciting. That is so
make
exciting.
You feel good when you can see that you make such a change in someone else's life. To me, those are the best feel-goods there are.
There are. And, you know, all any of us want is for someone to believe in us. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to tell someone that they will be a success if I don't see it. But if I do, right, I will encourage them to go after it. Mm-hmm. Because one of the most important things, I say 4 words trump 3 words. Everyone thinks, I love you, are the 3 most important words in the world, but they're not. The 4 most important words are, I believe in you. Because you can love someone, but not necessarily believe in them. But when you believe in someone, you absolutely love them.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's a nice way of putting it. Very nice way of putting it.
Yes. Mm. Now, I know you've also had some success, Corbie, with pointing out when partners are not being exactly loyal in their marriages, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I don't enjoy doing it. Oh, look, he's such a scumbag. Go and find him. No, we don't do that. But when, let's say, you know, Janet says, does Bruce love me? And I'm showing, and it's very iffy. She's been married to him for 4 years, but it's iffy. So if she won't make a decision, I say, I'll show you 3 things. First, you have the status quo. You guys stay married, and you just bumble along trying to make it. Then y'all have your come to Jesus meeting. Those are 3 cards about drawing a line in the sand, doing the serious counseling, realizing that a lot of change needs to be made. And the final 3 cards are what I call hasta la bye-bye, I'll send you a postcard. Clearly nobody's going to do any work, and she'd be better off leaving, or he. But I don't care if one of them has big neon signs like Beetlejuice, do this one. My mouth is zipped because if it isn't her free will decision, she won't own it. If it doesn't work in a week, she'll say, oh, the psychic told me and she was all wrong. But if I shut up and she says, well, I guess I really do want to try and make this work, she'll stick with the counseling for a few months, and maybe that is what will turn the corner. You have got to allow your client to own the reading. Otherwise, you're just a carny fortune teller, and it's, you might as well tell them you have a family curse. I can sell you candle $200 if you. No.
And I've got a flower to plant in your yard.
Oh, please.
Oh, Lord.
But it is helpful because I know, I mean, as a therapist, I work with clients, and they would have dreams about their partner cheating on them, and and then it would be so hard for them to really come to grips with it. But their own intuition was telling them, their own dreaming mind was telling them. So I know you've done that for some of your people too. They come to you, and you see what you see, and it bears out. As unfortunate as it is, it's good to have it out on the table so that they can make a better decision. Yeah, it's no point in hiding it.
Some of the other things about dreams, though, is, I saw Michael Jackson or Princess Diana. Is she coming to me as my spirit guide? No, kids. They're not. Your grandmother, very often, it can be an ET. It can be an avatar. It can be an elemental. It can be, if I get Benjamin Franklin, it doesn't mean necessarily that the actual dead dude is your guy, but the energy of the avatar of what was he? He was a brilliant inventor. He was fiercely independent. He spoke several languages. If you are someone who is trying to decide what to do with your business and you tell me, I keep having this dream about Benjamin Franklin, I may say to you, what that dream is saying is you need to shock the system. Remember, he was electricity and the key. So you need to do something that is really going to shock your business into a whole new method. That's how you know the difference between what your subconscious and your guides are telling you through a picture. And yes, John Denver really does want to be your spirit guide forever and ever. Amen. No.
He's got other things to do. Now, also, I just had a question come in from someone. Can you do readings on health with the cards?
Yes and no. Let me explain you. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I don't have medical training, and so you should go see your person. So what I tell people is, yes, I can give you a general idea, and there have been occasions, there was one guy I remember specifically that I sensed a grayness in his chest, and I said, I don't know what this grayness is. It's not lung cancer, but go get it seen. It turned out he was in the first stages of ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. And because they caught it extremely early, he had 4 terrific years with his wife before he died. Okay. Can I do that all the time? If I did, I should go to med school. But if I sense something serious, or you come to me and say, look, I'm really nervous, I've got these constant headaches, whatever, a good intuitive will send you to the best one they know. I'm your GP. I would send you to the best medical specialist I've ever known, and her name is Stacy Wells. She's in Arizona. She works over the phone. Stacy has found brain tumors that doctors have missed. But can I do general health? Yes, I can. But remember, no psychic is ever going to be able to do everything. If we have specialties, let us do that. But don't be upset if we say, I think you should go talk to Swami Spalanda, Madam Hoo-Ha, whoever we suggest. We're doing it because we want the best for you, and if it's somebody else, a good professional will tell you.
Yes. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yes. Well, that's good. It's good to know that you can do the general part of it, but if somebody needs something more specific, you'll send them along to this person that you mentioned. Stacy, you said was her name? And she's in Arizona.
Stacy Wells.
Also.
Yes,
okay.
STACIWELLS.
Does she use the cards like you?
She is a tarot reader, but she has 3 specific guides that have been earthly doctors. And she can literally look into somebody's DNA to see these things.
Wow. Wow, that's tremendous.
What part of Arizona is she in? What part is she in?
She's in Lake Havasu. She's in Lake Havasu.
Yeah. I thought that name sounded familiar from somebody had told me. That's great.
Yep. Now, she'd be someone to have on the show. She'd be fascinating.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, we'll have to contact her. But I wanted to also ask you one last question because we're coming to the end of the show. And as everybody knows, and I know it just goes too fast. We have so much fun with you, Corbie.
Thank you. So what's the question?
Gosh. Well, as you know, PK and I have talked to our audience a lot about looking for people that have gone missing. And we have a skull group that does that. And one of the people that we've been looking for, and I mentioned her to you earlier, her name is Stacy, and she disappeared in Yosemite about 30 years ago. She was only 15 years old. The only thing they ever found was a lens cap to her camera, nothing else. So I was wondering what you see in the cards. We've done quite a few sessions on trying to find her, but I'm very interested to see what you find from your card reading.
Okay. The first thing I see is the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles is really focused and concentrated energy, thought, higher ed. So what I'm going to tell you is this 15-year-old was an old soul who probably didn't discuss a lot of things with her parents that she knew and that she saw. The 7 of Swords card, taking advantage, I think that she was going through a little bit of a rough time in her life and was kind of looking, I'd love to get out of here. And the last card is the 8 of Cups, which shows someone walking through 2 high boulders to get to another landscape. So I have a feeling that that's the kind of thing that happened. Not quite Outlander, not you put your hands on it and you go through. But there are portals. There are vortexes. Right. And I think that she was young enough and unafraid enough, and I'll use the word malleable. I don't mean that she was wishy-washy, but her ideas about the world were not fixed so much that she couldn't adapt to another world, another universe. And I think that she went and was probably offered the chance to come back and decided no, she'd rather stay.
Mhm. What about now?
Amazing.
Would she come back now?
Probably not, because the world has gotten even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
So my sense
And
is if you get to a world where you can learn how to control things with your mind, why would you come back here when the mind is shut down?
Good
And
point.
it's interesting because you picked up 2 8s in the deck, and the work that we've been doing on this, we found her in the 8th dimension. That's where we found her. And here you come back with 2 8s, and I didn't tell you that information before.
No,
so
you
it's
didn't.
very, very, very interesting and we also thought that she had walked through, that she had not been kidnapped or snatched by anybody, but that she just walked through, and that's what you saw also. Very interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. Oh, my goodness. There's so much more we could talk to you about all night. My God. We got to have a big pajama party and have everybody come, and we'll talk to Corbie all night.
I like that.
Would love it. Would love it.
That would be
What?
Wouldn't that be fun?
Fun. Oh, my gosh. That would be absolutely great. So what advice do you have for people for the coming year, Corbie?
Oh, don't bother with resolutions, kids. Make intentions. Don't say that I will lose 25 pounds. Say, I will love my body and treat it like my best friend. Because one way is a cudgel to beat yourself with, and the other is the warmest blanket and the most soothing cup of tea. Love yourself the way you want to be loved, because no one else is going to know how to do it if you don't show them. And when you do that,
right,
you will release enough of your own discomfort that your psychic abilities will start to come through, because your mind is calmer, your heart is calmer, and all of the magic starts bubbling to the surface.
Wonderful advice. Now, again, your website is Corbie Mitleid. It's spelled MITLEID.com. People can go there and schedule appointments. And you also teach tarot, right? People how to read themselves.
I teach not tarot, but oracle cards. I have a wonderful course called Decadence, where you can learn to pick up any oracle deck and read it the moment you touch it. You have these abilities, kids. I'm not special. You can do what I do. It's what I tell you all the time.
Yes. Okay. So people can contact you through your website, CorbieMitleid.com. And my goodness, everybody, we're so happy to be back. This has been a terrific, terrific show. Again, reach out to Patricia Kirkman on her website, patriciakirkman.com. You can find me at supernaturalgirls.com. And Corbie Mitleid, again, our great guest tonight. You can find her at CorbieMitleid.com. And Corbie is also the author of Clean Out Your Life Closet and The Psychic Yellow Brick Road. And her new book, as yet to be titled, we'll be sure to announce that when that comes out. It's going to be a real powerhouse of a book. So, again, Corbie, thank you so much. We really hope you'll come back again. We enjoyed this so much.
I will be happy to. I love you and your audiences.
Oh,
we're
thank
so
you.
happy to have you, for sure.
All right, everybody. We'll be back again next week with another great show. And until then, we'll see you on the Blue Highway. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for another radio adventure with Supernatural.